So I figured it would be a really easy conversation. My parents were really open to it. They thought it was a good idea. And I could not get myself to start it.
It was really something that made me uneasy. And it was something that I was really uncomfortable with.
So I knew that I should have it. And somehow I think found every reason not to have it.
And I wasn't ready to think about what does it mean that my dad's going to pass away at some point and how do we deal with that.
And I never thought that I would have to make decisions like this for my mom.
The conversation's a process. It's not a one-time thing. At least I don't see it as a one-time thing. I think it's nice to revisit periodically.
So instead of having the conversation with my family, I did end up having the conversation with several people, several of my friends from a similar cultural background.
So finally, we went for a hike and we were supposed to have the conversation at dinner. That didn't happen. And then we went home. We still hadn't had the conversation. And finally my dad said, I thought we were going to have a conversation. So that's how it started.
And suddenly I realized in the moment I needed to become very, very, very quiet. And my mom needed to become very, very, very loud. And I started to just listen in a very, very present way to every single thing that she had to say. And then suddenly I started to know what questions to ask. And they weren't clinical questions. It was like, at what point, Mom, do you want me to step in and help make decisions for your life? And she said to me, well, at the point at which I can't sit down and pray with you kids. And that's really poignant. That's not making a decision about a ventilator. That's not making a do not resuscitate decision. That's something very, very simple. And all I could say to her is, yes, Mom, I will do that for you.
Because I think that the human thing is to feel like, I don't want to play God. I'm not in a position to play God and make a decision about someone's life or death.
My sister and I had very different views about what we should be doing. And in our conversations, it wasn't about what I wanted or what my sister wanted. It was about what my dad wanted and now what my mom will want for her care. What was important for my dad was that he be at home with his family. He did not want to be in the hospital while he was really ill. And it turned out that he wanted to die at home. And we were able to do that for him.
I think we really talked about the spirit of what is life to you and what does it mean. And I think my mom, the most powerful thing she said was, you just need to know to tell the care professionals who are taking care of me or him who we are when we're not in a hospital bed. And if they know that, I have no doubt that you'll be able to have a conversation with them about what is the right kind of treatment.
I wish I could have sort of looked my father in the eyes and had that conversation. But I think that what most of us end up doing is just the best we can under really, really difficult circumstances.
You know, I have a son, and then I'm going to have the other talk at some point in his life. And it's like, yeah, you're going to have these talks throughout your life that are just uncomfortable. But if everyone is aware that they have to have that talk and can talk about it, you know, it makes it easier.
I think it made us closer because we were able to talk about and emotionally deal with how we felt. That I could tell my dad, I love you, and I don't want to talk about this, but we need to talk about it. And we got to respect each other for that.
And now, knowing how comfortable my mom is, and it only came from that conversation, we're much more comfortable that it's just another stage in life, and it will be just fine.